right, welcome to Tuesday's Tools on Purpose at the Business on Purpose podcast. Tuesdays are all about equipping you all with the tools that you need to run your business with intention and purpose. Our mission here at Business on Purpose is to liberate business owners from chaos so they can make time for what matters most. My name's Patrice Miles, and I'm one of the coaches on the team. And every Tuesday, I love to dive into the world of tools because in a world where your time is your most precious asset, finding those right tools can really help streamline your operations. So in each episode, I bring you interviews with experts, we share success stories, we provide step-by-step guides. But remember, as I always say, it's not just about having the right tools, you actually have to use them. So today's topic is perfect for that because we're going to talk about Buildertrend. And I am super excited to introduce you to Adam Copenhaven with Copenhaven Homes out of Charleston, South Carolina. Adam, welcome to the podcast.
Patrice, thanks for having me on. I'm excited to be here.
Good. Tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Thanks for the introduction. Copenhagen Homes here in Charleston, South Carolina. Myself, I've got a twin brother. Ben and I are in business together at Copenhagen Homes. And then we've got just a remarkable team that here at Copenhagen that we owe all the credit for everything that we've been able to accomplish. The past 5 years in a row, we've been lucky enough, fortunate enough to have the support to be voted by the people best custom home builder in Charleston, South Carolina, 5 years running.
Awesome.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's an accolade that we hope to hold on to for a long time. But of course, there's other great builders out there too. And so I'm excited to be here today to talk about Buildertrend and to see if we can help add value to your clients.
Yeah, great. So for those that don't know what Buildertrend is, tell us just a little bit, what is Buildertrend?
Yeah, sure. So I know a number of y'all's clients are certainly are contractors or builders, and then there's some that are in other spaces as well. When Copenhagen first started out, were after a software that would help us manage our communications, manage our business, manage growth, so that we could get away from, here I'm going to say it, so that we can get away from the yellow pad, the traditional yellow pad that a builder would use to write down his schedule, write down his notes, keep track of client selections, and then, oh, wait, there's these email things too. And how do I really centralize all of this information and make it and put it in a place where it can be reliable, repeatable, usable, dependable. And so we decided that we had to go out there and interview a number of software companies. Back then, I think 8 or 9 years ago, we did this, and Buildertrend was one of them. And we happened to settle on Buildertrend. So we've been Buildertrend clients now for that long. Using the matrix term, we took the red pill on Buildertrend. We dove right in and we said, listen, we can't just use this superficially at the surface. We have to dive in. We have to fully integrate if we're actually going to get the value out of it. And that's true with any software. So for those folks that aren't necessarily Buildertrend potential clients or clients on their own, if you're really going to get the value out of something such as software, you have to fully dive in, you have to fully integrate, and you have to extract that value that you're either subscribing for or paying for otherwise.
Yeah, I love that, Adam, because most of my clients that do have any form of software, CRM, database that they're utilizing, most of them are only utilizing about 20 to 30% of it. So talk to me, how do you all use Buildertrend in your business?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, there are, let's say, out of 10 different areas that Buildertrend has to offer from the first portion, which is typically CRM or lead management. How do your leads get generated in your business? Where do those calls, do you get this call that comes up? Well, we don't want to forget about anybody. We certainly don't want to forget about the information that we learn about them. So Buildertrend has the CRM portion of the process where we can take that client's information, we can put it into our system, and we can begin building their file the whole way through. From there, we can understand what the schedule is, where are they at in the process? Are they just looking for land? Do they have an architect? Do they already have plans? And what are their next steps? And so Buildertrend really does set up the evolution for us as a builder to, one, from infancy, identify them as a client and what their target goals are and features about their project. And then from there, we get to schedule the next pre-construction processes using the Buildertrend schedule. So we run schedules not only on the project side of Buildertrend, but we also run it in pre-construction so that we can be keeping and maintaining the comfortable level of momentum that everybody wants, the proper cadence, so to speak. And as we do that, we're acquiring information from them. This could be inspiration photos. This can be documents, some soil surveys to official site surveys and topography, certain instances, appraisals, if we're building in a flood zone related to FEMA. And so what we're going to do there is we're going to use our what we call our online filing cabinet for communication, which is Buildertrend. So all those documents go right into there, which are directly shareable to everybody on our team, in addition to integration with our sub-suppliers and vendors, which can be controlled. Some information you don't want to share and some information you do. From there, we're building out architectural plans, structural engineering, other documents related to permitting, and then we're keeping track of our estimates and our budgets. And so we go through that process and we build out repeatable, predictable budgets. We keep track of all that historical data. One of the things that I really enjoy doing the most for our clients, one of the things that we add the most value and we're very distinctive in, is being accountable to budgets. Quite frankly, being a fiduciary for our clients. And I think that's extremely important to help the trend of what we hear about the stigma of builders and bad experiences. Well, builders aren't necessarily accountants and they're not necessarily always very good at keeping track of money. Well, I'm going to tell you that if you have the proper software, you can become so much better at that. You don't need an accounting degree. You just need persistence and regular routine around keeping track of those numbers so that you can be responsible for your clients. From there, Buildertrend offers us the opportunity, and we use this heavily, selections. So we keep track of all of our selections on our projects. We match those up to the allowance schedule that was given. And then we go the whole way through job costing and budget review with our clients. And they get oftentimes, if we're doing a cost plus contract or even stipulated sum, our clients have high levels or full visibility to every cost of the project, and Buildertrend allows us to do that. All of our clients are invoiced through Buildertrend. Everything in Buildertrend links with our QuickBooks. So we only use two softwares. We use Buildertrend and QuickBooks. I mentioned that yellow pad or the spreadsheet earlier. Just this past year, we learned that, or we discovered, holy smokes, we haven't used a spreadsheet in over a year. And I think it was like a hands up in the air, throw the papers, everything, like, wow, did we just get rid of that stressor? Or at least for me, that used to be a stressor, is managing our business or managing communications through a spreadsheet that could be manipulated or corrupted in an area that could cause some really big issues. And so we've been able to get rid of all of our softwares. The only two that we use right now, it's just for the accounting side is QuickBooks. And we use Buildertrend for everything related to construction, everything related to projects. And most recently, I've also been really proud of the software that we chose for also growing and evolving their software to support best practices in business, which I'm going to say is pretty profound. I was just on a phone call the other day. I'm going to welcome BOP clients and future BOP clients. You guys can all reach out to me anytime to interview me or ask me questions about certain things. And this was one of those calls with another builder that was, 5 or 6 hours away from where we are here in Charleston. So we're just talking shop about a lot of things. And we talked software, and he's been through great builder. I mean, fantastic builder. This isn't discounting anything, but he was through 5 or 6 softwares in his building career.
Wow.
And, I just think about what chaos that would create in your team, in your client experience, in the jobs, in the projects, and how much extra time that might take. So when we talked about full integration and diving in earlier, I really think to get the appropriate amount of investment out of your software, whichever one you choose, you need to make the applicable investment in it and integrate it. But going back to other software options, I think that Buildertrend is very distinctive in that they've really taken an approach to do best practices in business. And they might have a different word for it. This is just my observation. But it used to be that we could create our own processes and workarounds within Buildertrend. How do we want to solve for this process? These days, and probably for the past 2 or 3 years, we just have thrown our hands up in the air and says, wait a second. We're creating this workaround and that workaround just to do this. Why don't we just do it the way Buildertrend wants us to do it? And I'm telling you, every time, Patrice, it has been the best practice. If we just said, let the software guide this system, let the process guide itself within the software, because they've done such a good job at setting it up to help us run our business more efficiently. And my gosh, does the weight lift off your shoulders when us builders, we're really just trying to be the best, most efficient experts in our craft in construction. It's the business side of things where I think that a lot of business owners in construction get into problems. And
that's where my business on purpose comes in.
When we have business on purpose, they're great. That was what I was going to lead into. When you have folks like business on purpose and you have a software that is guiding your business, you focus on being the best darn builder in the land, which is a passion of mine. I can focus on being the best builder for our clients along with our
Mm,
team if we've got the coaching through BOP, if we've got the processes and the systems with a
mhm.
reliable software so that we can put in information in a repeatable routine and get predictable results. And that's what we're after. And that literally, as I'm taking my hand here, which I oftentimes do, that removes the stress from the system. It
Mhm.
removes the chaos from it. And here I am just saying, no matter what software you're using, certainly quite obvious how big of a fan I am of Buildertrend and what we've been able to accomplish and what value is added to our team and our clients. But whichever software you're using, just make the investment of time into it and you will get it out, hopefully. And also
Yeah.
pick software too, if you can. Pick a software that's able to, and I think just to touch on this, and maybe we can chat about it if we have time, advancements in software, particularly through AI, is going to be very, I'm really looking forward to this. As a builder who's just kind of stuck in the world of nails and 2x4s and steel and waterproofing and those sort of things, I really dig on other technology and certainly modern
Yeah.
technological advancements. I'm excited about our software company Buildertrend already embracing AI to help take their processes that they're able to offer to us and just make them hyperbolic. So if there are folks that are out there that are on the fence, make sure you inquire with that software company, what level of AI are you integrating and when will you be doing that? And where are the first areas that you think it's going to have the biggest and most profound difference on your clients? And so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see that coming down the road and I'm pretty excited about that too. Maybe in a year we'll talk about AI and in our software company and share that too.
Yeah, for sure. So, Adam, you've mentioned two great nuggets, that I have not heard when working with my builders and their builder trend systems and processes that they use it for. One, you mentioned the proper cadence with your pre-construction stage and that you even have
Mhm.
a schedule for that, which I think is a huge nugget for a lot of our builders or contractors using builder trend. A lot of them I hear are just using it for the construction stage, but you're taking it from that lead to contract and actually having a schedule within the system for those things. And the second thing you mentioned is AI. Is there any nuggets that you can give any of our builders or contractors that are currently using Buildertrend or thinking about it that were just some like really big like ahas or this is really awesome as far as how you're using it?
Yeah, I'll tell you, there really is probably 100 of them, and they probably have come across 8 years of using the software. I think that what Buildertrend does for us best is probably two things. Communication. Why did we start creating schedules within Buildertrend was to be better communicators. We
Mm,
realized that without communication your clients can become really very stressed. I mean, this is not a grocery store trip for them where they know what to expect. This
yeah.
is a brand new process of I'm making a gigantic investment, not only of time, also money, and I've got to really choose the builder that I think is going to be best for me. Well, which one is it? One that respects all three of those equally and with dominance in their process and systems. So I think that going back to that pre-construction schedule, we have the opportunity within the software to create a schedule, to share
Mm,
what we're going to be doing next, to share expectations so that they can be met. And so, yeah, that was one of those little nuggets. That was one of those little ahas. Also, just from a business perspective, if you're managing your financials, your job costing financials within Buildertrend or within a software appropriately, that's what I've always heard. I mean, I'll tell you all the sad stories that I've heard from people in their
mm,
building experiences. It is schedule,
yep.
communication, and being over budget.
100%.
Man, those are the three pain points. And so I want to reach over to those and say, how can we remove those? How can we make sure that that's not an issue with Cope Grand? How can we make sure that that's a value for our clients that you can't put a number on that? You really can't. We oftentimes talk about stress with our clients, and this is a stressless organization. There's certainly going to be curveballs. There's certainly going to be Murphys. We build bespoke, beautiful houses on one of a kind lots in the harshest environment, on the East Coast and most places in America. There's going to be things that are, curveballs. But if we've got all those other things worked out, we can manage each one of those as they come. And so
So
long
true.
as we've got this appropriate level of communication, there's no issue that we can't work around and get through just like that. So, but when I think that builders get in trouble is when all these other stressors compound and
Yes.
their clients lose faith in them.
100.
And that's a slippery slope and that's a downward spiral that most people can't recover from.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So what I hear you saying overall is using Buildertrend for that client experience, not just using it in-house, but using it for that overall client experience, from budgets to schedules to communication, which is fantastic. I have a client that's actually building with a builder who is one of our clients. And every week, her big win on our coaching call is her update from Buildertrend. And it's the
Yeah.
weekly update with the pictures and what's going on. And she's just so excited to get that email every week. And her client experience is great if that's her big win with her coach. So I know that that is a huge asset for you guys.
Yeah. So that 100% is communication. So, Buildertrend won't do all the communication for you, but what it enables you to do is enables you to very efficiently cover all of the hot topics, all of the routine topics, it might be we do weekly meetings as well with our clients. Buildertrend doesn't do that for you, but I literally there am sharing my screen with a client update. What did we do last week? What are we doing this week? What are we doing next week? Talking about the schedule. How are we doing on selections? How's our budget tracking? Is there anything to discuss there? And oh, hey, what other fun stuff do we want to talk about? That's our weekly schedule, literally presenting everything through Buildertrend on their client portal and walking them through. Now they can look every single day and night at that, but this is just the approach that we take. We use it as a communication tool to demonstrate our projects process or
Yeah,
process in our projects. Yeah.
that's fantastic. I'm going to throw you a curveball question that I just
Yeah.
now
All
thought
right.
of, because, one of the things I hear from my business owners over and over again with any of the software that they're using is getting their team to actually use it, getting them to upload the photos, getting them to upload the numbers, getting them to do those things. Is there any thing that you have found that's made you all successful with your team utilizing this tool?
Yeah, I think that a number of things there. We had realized that there's always a lot to do. This is going to resonate with all the builders and probably every business. Holy smokes, there's never enough time to do it all. So when you introduce a new software to your project manager, say, okay, this is what we're going to be doing. I would recommend doing it step by step. I'd recommend celebrating the value that communication brings, celebrating that using the software is going to save them time in their job, but they need to be able to give it a shot and then implement it. I recently was sitting with another BOP client, and it was really great to hear them say, and it wasn't software related, it was process related. Every time management would give me another new process, I'd be like, oh no, not again. But I gave it 2 or 3 months, and it's remarkable. As soon as we were on the other side, and as soon as we properly implemented it, it was like an epiphany. Like, why were we not doing this 2 or 3 years ago? So I would offer to be open to it, and I'd offer to train regularly and often. Certainly BOP discusses this. It doesn't need to be 4-hour segments of training. Certainly some of those sessions can be, but then revisit it and revisit it and revisit it and get the team together and let them share their experiences. What's their routine for putting in the daily logs? What's their routine for updating the schedule? When and where do they do that? Do they do it on their computer or do they do it from the app? So I would offer that you can also trade and make a fair exchange to talk to that project manager and say, hey, listen, I know that you're coding invoices, with this current software, it takes you 2 hours every day. Let me share with you that if we switch up this process a little bit, and we do this and we do that, and we're using the software effectively, I can take that from 2 hours to probably under 10 minutes.
Yeah,
How does
that's
that feel?
fantastic.
How does
Yeah.
that feel getting your time back to focus on the project? So it's another thing our software allows us to do. It gives the project manager their time back so that they can be managing the project in the field more efficiently and more regularly.
Yeah. And so again, what I hear you saying is just ultimately baby steps first. Don't throw everything on them at one time.
Sure.
And then have regular feedback from them on how it's working, and celebrate when they see things that actually are working. And then training, which of course is what, we say. And then I'll give you this last question and then I'll leave you alone so you can
No,
get back
I
to
like
work.
these questions. Keep them coming. Yeah, you're doing a great job. I hope I'm answering them, well also.
It's fantastic. No,
Okay.
so you said training. And, the reason why I wanted to do this podcast right now is because you may or may not know that, but Buildertrend is switching a lot of the co-construct people right now. They're offering them a lot of different things, but a lot of people are switching this month to Buildertrend. And so they're going to have to start learning this new system, which means training. They're going to have to take some of the classes and just different things like that. I know you mentioned you had been to Buildertrend University. You've also, looked at some of the online stuff. Is there any recommendations or anything you can give to our people that are switching as far as what to invest in, what to spend time on, so that way they can get trained up in these areas?
Yeah, so congratulations to everybody that's getting to move over from Copenhagen to Buildertrend.
Not
I realize
everybody's
that,
happy about it.
well, I was just fortunate to choose Buildertrend back in the day and not co-construct. And I can celebrate that now because it is important that when you're choosing a software that you're going to choose the one that has longevity as well.
Hmm.
Because and folks didn't know that about co-construct back then, so that's not a criticism. However, there are some other ones out there that you might imagine don't have a forever shelf life. And that might be a concern of mine, is that investment is going to have a sunset. So Buildertrend University was a fantastic experience. However, after 8 years, this was the first time we ever went this year.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we don't go every year. We haven't
Okay.
been every year. And I will say that one eye-awakening just moment that was extremely impressive was getting to tour the facilities at Buildertrend, which so all the BTU folks, Buildertrend University folks, are invited to go on a tour around this entire building. It's kind of like Google. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Open working
Oh,
environment.
I've
People
seen
have,
them at IBS, so I can only
yeah.
imagine what their office is.
I can tell you that the project support team over there is this whole floor and one side of the building.
Wow.
And there's so many people over there, and they're all on these headsets. Shout out to Paul Nelson, our Buildertrend guru, our personal guy that we use on a weekly basis. Every Buildertrend user has their own person. All of these people are over there on that side of the building. And as they're giving the tour, there's an extremely impressive moment that came up where the tour guide was talking about this team. And I forget, I'm so sorry, guys. I feel like this is disrespectful. There is a customer support reward that's internationally known. And this Buildertrend team has won it. And
Oh,
their
wow.
consistent goal is to win it year after year after year on customer support. And
Wow.
that is their mission every single year, is to be the best in customer service. So I've just got to share that out of all the value that I received in the experience going to Buildertrend, that was one of the pinnacle highlights, that their people care so much to service their clients that
Mm.
they're going after international awards to make sure that their clients are succeeding,
Yeah, that's
are
awesome.
are running their business more effectively, are more profitable, are growing better teams. And so my recommendation for those co-construct folks is to tap into sure, there's plenty of things on YouTube and online, the tutorials, but book your time with your Buildertrend consultant and focus on a pathway to integration of Buildertrend in your business. Start with the pain points. Which are you struggling with the most? Which one are client facing? Which ones are critical to making sure that you're earning profit, which is important to stay in business, particularly for you and your clients, and tap into them on a weekly or 2 or 3 times a week, depending on their schedule. We will go through phases like Buildertrend just did another update, maybe a month or two ago. And thank gosh that they did, because again, it's evolving their software every moment. They're not just staying the same, which the co-construct users were having an issue with because they were staying stagnant. And so we adopted those updated systems that Buildertrend had made progress on. And we spent weekly, if not twice a week, hour meetings with Paul so that he could and we could work through making sure that we had all the processes and the systems correct. And so even at where we are in our stage, we are still spending a lot of time just reaffirming how Buildertrend wants us to use the software and growing our knowledge and implementation of it to increase
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
use of it. So that's
I
my
love that.
recommendation for the co-construct guys. Your resources are there. All you have
Yeah.
to do is tap into them. And that team in Omaha, in that corner of the building, kudos to those guys. Guys and gals, they are awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There's
No,
never
I love
been an
what you
issue that we brought to them that they haven't been able to respond to and resolve.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I love what you said, and that is a huge nugget. Use your rep, schedule
Yeah.
times with them, utilize them. That's what they're there for. I haven't
Yeah.
heard anyone that's utilizing their rep that much, in
It's
addition to the trainings. And then I love what you said, you were taking an hour, 2 hours a week and investing in that training. And that, of course, would be our recommendation, whether it's right after your team meeting, whether it's a separate time, just scheduling that training on a weekly basis. So as you convert to the new software, everybody is getting educated on how to use it a little bit better. Adam, before we go, is there anything that you wanted to touch on that we didn't talk about, or did we cover everything?
the topic of our call today was Buildertrend. I think it could have been very easily software and
Yeah.
implementation.
100%.
I think if we go higher than that, I think it's communication. Making sure that you have a software to communicate effectively to your team, your subcontractors, your suppliers, your trades, through your schedule, through your budgeting, and through your owner invoicing. I got to recommend if you're not on board with something that's giving you those reliable and repeatable guidance and processes so that you can have predictable results, those predictable results are without stress. You got to get on board. You need to evolve. The pace at which our construction industry, which I'm excited about, is evolving these days through communication is quite remarkable. We're still using those 2x4s and nails all the time.
Thank
But
goodness.
the other tools that are in our belt to provide value to our clients mainly is right here. It's through communication and software. So it just so happens that I really enjoy, our team really enjoys. I can tell you everybody has embraced Buildertrend and will continue to be users.
Yeah.
We're not interested in changing the investment that we make on a monthly basis to subscribe. The value, I'm telling you, if you don't think the investment's worth it, it's because you haven't realized the value yet. And just put in the investment and then you will realize the value and then it'll be worth it.
And they can also talk to you, as I heard.
I did say that, yeah. Just in case you can make sure that, you don't need to put anything in the show notes or anything else, but you guys, copegrand.com is the website. Follow our socials because we do a lot on the socials too with demonstrating through Buildertrend. We do webinars and those sort of things. And then we are soon starting up a channel to bring more stuff to everybody. So please go visit our site, follow us there, and please reach out if you have questions. And I wouldn't say don't be timid. I've been through a lot of issues. I've been through a lot of, challenges. I'll continue to do that and look forward to problem solving them throughout the rest of my career. So I think humbly, I'm here saying, I don't know everything. I don't know enough yet. I've learned a lot, but if I can help anybody else, or if this team, even this team, whether it be Jacqueline, Amy, Michael, Joel, Bud, Ben, anybody on our team that is specialized in job costing, estimating, our project management, I want other builders to know that they have resource to reach out to our folks there too. Just come through me and I'll pair you with the right person and then they can collaborate. And the reason I bring that up is I'm going to just admit it's also self-serving. The more folks that we can help, that we can collaborate with, the better it actually makes us.
Yeah.
And so I'd rather let that lift both of us up rather than not collaborating and not sharing information. So I hope that is helpful and I hope to hear from some folks.
Yeah, no, that's great. Adam, you are a perfect example of our BOP community, and what we strive for in our community is that we have people just like you all around the nation that are willing to share their best practices. So thank you so much for coming on today and letting us know how we need to get rid of those yellow notepads and spreadsheets. Even though I will not tell Scott that you said that because he does have a t-shirt and I even think a coffee cup that says that spreadsheets save lives. But we all know
I used to have that too, I think. Yeah.
We all know that great software can, of course, help us with those things. So thanks for coming today and joining us and giving us all this information. We will link all of your socials in the show notes so people can connect with you on all those different areas. But guys, that is a wrap for Tuesday's Tools on Purpose. So enjoy your new tool Buildertrend. And remember, every small action can lead to big results. So what action are you going to take today in regards to software, not just Buildertrend, but software? So write it down now and go and implement. For those of you all that are just tired of living in chaos and you're ready to actually start working on your business instead of in it, I'd love to show you how you can finally start seeing some return on investment in the areas of your time, your money, and a business that can truly run without you. If that is something that you've wanted, but you just don't know the path on how to get there, just schedule a discovery call with me and together I'll learn more about your business and then we can determine what that roadmap would look like. Just email me at patrice@mybusinessonpurpose.com, or if you're watching, you can scan the QR code that Kevin's going to put up to set up that discovery call. Otherwise, I'll leave you with our Healthy Business Owner Assessment, as I always do. If you are brave enough to take it, a 0 is a horrible score and a 40 is a perfect score. So again, if you're brave enough, you can type in this URL that Kevin is going to put up or scan the QR code if you're watching and find out how healthy is your business. Otherwise, guys, see you all next Tuesday. Thanks so much.